Welcome to Ping 24 Updates, where you get the most important news and stories from around the world every day. Subscribe my channel and click the bell icon to stay informed. The news hit hard. 42 billion pesos, a staggering sum, and not for the fighter jets many had long anticipated, but for just 6 naval helicopters, each one representing a massive investment in maritime capability. The announcement ignited fierce debate across the country. Why prioritize helicopters over jets, especially in a region where air power is so coveted and where neighboring countries are rapidly modernizing their air forces? Was this truly the best use of a defense budget that could otherwise fund entire social programs, build schools, or improve healthcare for thousands? For years, the national dream was to rebuild the Air Force with modern jets, symbols of national strength, pride, and deterrence. Instead, the focus has now shifted to the sea, to the vast and often overlooked maritime domain, and to unseen threats lurking beneath the waves, submarines, smuggling, and territorial incursions. This investment signals a major pivot in defense priorities, a clear message that maritime security is now at the forefront of national strategy. 42 billion pesos is a monumental sum, demanding not just a simple explanation, but a transparent and compelling justification for every peso spent. The Department of National Defense must explain not just the choice of helicopters, but also the high price tag, the procurement process, and the expected impact on national security. This isn't just about hardware or military might, it's about national priorities, public trust, and the direction our country is taking in a rapidly changing world. Tonight, we dig deeper. What's the real strategy behind this decision? Who benefits and what risks are we taking? Is this a smart, forward-thinking response to a real and growing threat, or a costly misstep that could leave us vulnerable elsewhere? The 42 billion peso question isn't just for officials or experts, it's for every citizen, every taxpayer, and every family who cares about the nation's future. As we chart our security future together, we must ask, are we truly on the right path? The answer will shape our nation for years to come. Let's find out. Why helicopters? At first glance, it might seem like an odd choice for a country facing a range of security challenges, but there's a deeper reason behind this decision, one that goes beyond just adding new hardware to the fleet. The answer lies beneath the surface of the West Philippine Sea, a region fraught with tension and uncertainty. These waters are not just a battleground for territorial claims, they're also a potential hunting ground for hostile submarines. These new helicopters are specifically designed for anti-submarine warfare, ASW. They're not just transport vehicles, they're high-tech hunters, equipped with advanced sensors and weapons to detect and neutralize underwater threats. Submarines are often called silent killers for a reason. They can lurk undetected, threatening vital shipping lanes and national security without any warning. Their stealth makes them one of the most formidable threats in modern naval warfare. For an island nation like the Philippines, the prospect of an enemy submarine slipping past defenses is a nightmare scenario. The vast coastline and scattered islands make detection even more challenging. Fighter jets, while powerful in the air, are almost helpless against submarines. Their speed and radar systems are designed for aerial combat, not for tracking threats lurking deep below the waves. Without dedicated ASW helicopters, the Navy's new frigates would be exposed and vulnerable. These ships need eyes and ears in the water, something only specialized helicopters can provide. ASW helicopters fly low and slow, deploying sonar and sonobuoys to listen for enemy submarines. If a threat is detected, they can quickly respond by dropping torpedoes, turning the tables on would-be attackers. Working in tandem with warships, these helicopters extend a ship's reach, creating a protective bubble that guards against underwater threats and keeps vital sea lanes open. The real debate wasn't just about choosing between jets and helicopters, it was about deciding which threat posed the greatest risk to national security right now. By investing in ASW helicopters, the government is betting that the most urgent and immediate danger comes from beneath the waves, not from the skies above. This strategic gamble marks a significant shift in defense priorities, moving focus from air power to maritime security. The long-term consequences of this decision will shape the nation's military posture for years to come. It's a bold and calculated move, one that could redefine the future of the Philippine military and its ability to protect its sovereignty. Only time will tell if this was the right call, but for now, the nation watches and waits as this new chapter in defense unfolds. Let's break down the numbers. 42 billion pesos for 6 helicopters, about 7 billion each. For that price, some argue, the Philippines could have bought a squadron of light fighter jets. Jets boost air defense and have a strong psychological impact. But jets and ASW helicopters serve entirely different missions. The helicopters' value lies in their advanced sensors and anti-submarine tech, not speed or altitude. These are flying warships, packed with expensive mission-specific systems. Jets are also costly to operate and maintain, requiring massive infrastructure. Helicopters, while not cheap, are more sustainable for a limited budget. The real debate is about priorities, air power or undersea defense. The high price reflects the specialized, critical nature of ASW capability. The Philippines chose to pay a premium for a niche but vital defense need. Protecting against silent threats was deemed worth more than more jets. This decision was years in the making, not a sudden impulse. It was the result of countless discussions, careful analysis, and ongoing debates among top military officials and government leaders, all weighing the risks and benefits for the country's security. The project began nearly a decade ago as part of the military's broader modernization plan, which aimed to bring the armed forces up to speed with modern threats and technology. It was a response to the growing realization that the country's naval capabilities needed a significant upgrade to keep pace with regional developments. The Navy's new frigates were specifically designed to operate advanced anti-submarine warfare, or ASW helicopters. Without these helicopters, the frigate's main defense against underwater threats, like hostile submarines, was essentially missing, leaving a critical gap in maritime security. The original plan was modest, just 2 helicopters at a much lower cost to serve as a starting point for the Navy's ASW capability. The hope was to gradually build up experience and capacity over time, but delays soon set in. Shifting regional threats, complex arms deals, and bureaucratic hurdles all slowed progress. Each setback forced the planners to reconsider their approach and adapt to new realities. As tensions in the region escalated, especially in the South China Sea, the need for more helicopters became urgent. The Navy realized that 2 would not be enough to cover the vast maritime territory and respond to multiple threats at once. The requirement quickly expanded from 2 to 6 helicopters, and the budget ballooned accordingly. This was a major shift, reflecting the growing seriousness of the security environment. This wasn't a rash or hasty decision, but the result of years of careful planning, reassessment, and adapting to new intelligence. Every step was scrutinized to ensure the best outcome for national defense. Throughout the process, the Navy consistently argued that having a strong ASW capability was absolutely essential for protecting the country's maritime interests and deterring potential adversaries. Ironically, the delays allowed for a deeper evaluation of both current and emerging threats, as well as a more thorough assessment of the Navy's true needs. The final project reflects a much graver and more realistic assessment of the underwater threat facing the country. It's a recognition that the maritime environment is more dangerous and complex than ever before. In the end, the long wait led to a far more ambitious and expensive solution, but it also delivered a much stronger and more capable Navy, better prepared to defend the nation's waters for years to come. What does 42 billion pesos actually buy? It's more than 6 helicopters. It's a complete, ready-to-use ASW system. The package includes advanced Leonardo AW-159 Wildcats, fully equipped for anti-submarine warfare. They come with dipping sonar, radar, and lightweight torpedoes. The deal covers logistics, spare parts, ground support, and a state-of-the-art simulator for training. Without this support, the helicopters would quickly become useless. The package also includes a significant weapons stockpile. This is a turnkey solution, not just airframes. The cost reflects a leap in capability, not just hardware. 2 helicopters dominate the debate: the European AW-159 Wildcat and the American MH-60R Seahawk. The Seahawk is bigger, with more range and payload, but it's too large for the Navy's new frigates. The Wildcat, though smaller, fits perfectly and integrates seamlessly with existing ships. The Navy already operates 2 AW-159s, simplifying training and logistics. Sticking with the Wildcat means a common fleet, easier maintenance, and lower costs. Introducing the Seahawk would have required expensive ship modifications and new training. The choice is a trade-off. The Seahawk offers more power, but the Wildcat is practical and sustainable. For a Navy with limited resources, integration and readiness matter most. The Wildcat is good enough and fits the Navy's needs. It's a pragmatic decision, prioritizing operational reality over raw specs. Sometimes the best choice isn't the most powerful, it's the one that works. The decision wasn't just strategic, It was shaped by Philippine law. Procurement rules require contracts to go to the lowest responsive bidder who meets technical requirements. The Navy had to define its needs carefully: range, payload, sensors, and ship compatibility. Once minimum standards are met, price becomes the deciding factor. This system favors practical, cost-effective solutions over top-tier but pricier options. Leonardo's AW-159 likely offered the best value, fitting both the Navy's needs and budget. The law ensures transparency, but sometimes forces pragmatic choices over aspirational ones. The Wildcat won because it was capable, suitable, and affordable under strict procurement rules. The benefits are clear. For the first time, the Navy gains real anti-submarine capability. The new helicopters transform frigates into true submarine hunters, protecting vital sea lanes. This sends a strong message: Philippine waters are no longer easy targets. The investment also boosts cooperation with allies, enabling joint operations and exercises. Interoperability strengthens regional security and alliances. But the drawbacks are serious. 42 billion pesos is a huge sum, and other defense needs may suffer. The Air Force and Army still need modern equipment. There's a risk of an unbalanced force, strong at sea, weak elsewhere. Sustaining these helicopters will require ongoing funding for maintenance and training. If budgets fall short, the fleet could be grounded. The nation has made a massive commitment, with decades of follow-on costs. The long-term financial burden is real. The decision to buy 6 ASW helicopters is complex, with strong arguments on all sides. The strategic logic is sound and the package is comprehensive, but many details remain hidden behind national security concerns. The public may not have the full picture, but transparency is still essential. The government must explain why this threat was prioritized and how the purchase fits into broader defense plans. Accountability is key. 42 billion pesos demands clear answers. This isn't just a military issue, it's about public trust. The people fund the military and deserve to know how their money is spent. Transparency builds consensus and strengthens national security.